Cheers, my darlings. It's Robin here. Happy Fairy Friday. I'm doing your reading for Friday, December 6th. This is a general reading. Just a reminder that I do private readings. I take a couple clients every weekend. So if you're interested, let me know. So I'm using the Fairy Tarot and the Crystal Vision Tarot to do your reading. So I do hope you enjoy. My ring light is giving me a little bit of a headache here. So yeah, I think I'm gonna move it. Sorry, hold on. Oakley dokley. So what have we got here today? We have the Five of Autumn. Okay, so this is like very similar to the Five of Pentacles. So it just says reach out to others for assistance. I'm not even gonna continue reading because the rest is a bit of a downer. And we saw that down in the dumps reading on Monday, so we don't need to repeat that. But I'll just give you guys an example. Like I was returning something to Amazon yesterday. And it was really heavy because I bought an oil-filled portable radiator, and it wasn't working, so I was sending it back, and I was struggling to get it out to my car, and my neighbor was like, do you need some help? And I said, yes, please. And he came over and took it and put it in my car for me. But then he's like, why didn't you just ask for help? And I was like, well, I'm stubborn. So you might have this situation today where maybe you're stubborn, or you feel embarrassed, or if it's a problem with whatever, like you're working in Excel, maybe you don't understand it, or you can't figure out how to put something together. There's certain things, and I believe that not very many people know this, and we do have the Ace of Wands here. So there's something else going on. Okay, so there's a bunch going on. First of all, the Ace of Wands, you can just ask your angels for help in figuring out how to do something, okay? So because we're born with this innate knowledge. Like you've heard of people that they talk about their children remembering their past lives. That's because they're tapped into, like, children are tapped into universal wisdom, and past lives are parallel lives until they're told not to be. Oh, you know, we don't believe you. And they just get that sort of drained out of them. Like some children are they're prodigies, and they understand everything without being told the right answer, and then they're called cheaters. Okay, so there's that aspect of it. You can tap into universal wisdom, and I'm just going to write that down. Hold on. And the other thing is, like, sometimes is it our pride? Like, why are we not asking for help? Do we think, or maybe you were called stupid by a teacher or your parents when you couldn't understand things. And I want you guys to know that there's sometimes genetics at play, like when it comes to doing certain things. Like, honestly, I didn't know, because I was trying to put a box together years ago. I think I was a teenager, and it had instructions on it, and I was like, I don't know, I couldn't do it at all. I was made fun of by my parents, and they thought I was stupid. And then years later, I was reading that being able to assemble things is actually part of your DNA. So not being able to understand something or figure things out, make sense of things, that could be part of your DNA. Okay, so like, what are you supposed to do then? You just have to, like, be able to figure out or do a little research, like, why don't I understand the principle of blah blah blah? Or, you know, is it part of my DNA structure? And if you were told like you were insulted, like, oh, you're so stupid. I got that a lot when I was a kid. And teachers were brutal back then, you know. They were allowed to be, like, pretty aggressive. None of the stuff that, like, was happening in schools would be able to be pulled off in these times, I don't think, without somebody going to jail. But anyway, the Ten of Wands, I think that there's some sort of a burden that has been carried because you were told at some point that you're not able to tap into universal wisdom, or there is something going on. And some people have learning disabilities. Like my youngest son, was dyslexic to a certain degree and had a hard time reading. And then his teacher called him stupid, and then she got a very angry visit from me. I set a bunch of people straight, so sorry. So before you get to the tower where you get so frustrated with yourself, you know, give yourself the grace to figure out what is going on. Is it my DNA? Am I able to tap into universal wisdom? Is this something that I can fix? Like, was this a learned behavior from people telling me I was incompetent and dumb and stuff like that? Okay, so just don't let yourself get to this point, if at all possible, and just sit down and say, okay, this is a solution. I need to figure this out before I figure the other thing out. And ask for help. Bye.